What do you guys think? Leave your comments for your name ideas down below. So what I have here is a combination of, you can see these were soil blocks that didn't get used last year. They're hard, so they're very dried out. They are a combination of potting soil, peat moss, and compost, and some blood meal added. Just easier to get my hands in here, I guess. Okay, so I am planting the blueberry bushes that I purchased yesterday in that quick short video, and using some of that soil to surround the plants. Alright, so your blueberries you want to plant so that the top of the soil in the pot is even with the surface of your ground. So if you plant these in ground, do the same thing. Moving them, I lost a lot of blossoms here on the ground, but that's okay. We're going to get these plants established and hopefully get some great blueberries next year. I have a couple of grapevines I'm going to plant in the exact same way. So the idea is that they will vine and trellis along this fence on the front, and I will be able to prune them and access them from either side of the fence. The other side of the fence is going to get planted out with lots of flowers this year. We're going to do a lot of sunflowers, some cutting sunflowers, and test those to possibly be able to sell at market next year. And then lots of zinnias, lots and lots of zinnias. Some roselle is going to go in. So the front will be a lot of flowers. The grapes will grow along this fence. These are very new plants. Grapes are pretty new to me. I don't know how well I'm going to do, but we're going to give it our best shot. Okay, something else I'm doing today. I just finished putting this fertilizer. It's made by Fertilome. On pretty much the whole garden. Now, it doesn't say that it is organic, but I compared the ingredients in the analysis to a regular fertilizer that I have that is marked organic. I think it's by Epsoma, and they are exactly the same. However, this one has higher percentages. So to get more bang for my buck, Jenny over at the Gramstead family farm and we shopped for plants together yesterday. We both mentioned that we needed fertilizer, and we were looking for the right one specifically for vegetables and our onions. Our onions look beautiful. They have gorgeous tops, but it's time for them to start bulbing out, and we wanted to make sure that we gave them the proper nutrition in order to do that. We split this 15-pound bag. It was $32 and some change. There was a 5-pound bag that cost $15, and so we put our money together, got one that was 15 pounds, 3 times the amount for double the price. So we felt like we got more bang for our buck that way. And this is supposed to be good for pretty much anything in the garden. There are great instructions on the back to show how much you should use where, a lot of how to use it in the soil pre-planting. I didn't do that. I'm using this on stuff that's already planted. So I pretty much just broadcast it, sprinkled it here, there, and everywhere. And I hope I can come back to you and report good results on that. So fertilizer, check, done. On to the next thing. Okay, I just watered yesterday, and I'm not going to be worried about watering the fertilizer into any of the other plants because we are expecting a pretty big rain tomorrow. But these onions, I want to make sure they stay nice and hydrated. So this is your reminder, just because it's February 2nd doesn't mean your garden doesn't need water. If you're covered in snow, I'm so sorry. I tend to forget to water when the temperatures are cooler. It's easy to remember and worry about our gardens when it's 100 degrees every day. But when it's not, it's easy to forget. So make sure your plants are staying nice and hydrated. I'm pretty excited about a good onion harvest this year. Last year's was dismal in the new garden beds with new soil. Hey, Mama. Mama Mary, sweet girl. You better get down. All right, here's an update on the twins, the two little ewes. They're still scared of me. That's okay. No, you can't go out there, Mama. Your baby's gonna be looking for you. They're growing so fast. Hi. We need some help from you guys naming them. So we were thinking a couple of different things. We tend to like old lady names for our animals. And maybe Lucy and Ethel is one of our favorites. Hi, this one is a little bit nicer. This one's a little bit spicier, so we thought about maybe Sugar and Spice. They will both be nice in time. Just have to keep coming out and handling them. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet girl. We also thought maybe some other nursery rhyme characters, like we have Mary and her little lamb, so maybe like Miss Muffet, and I don't know, something else. What do you guys think? Leave your comments for your name ideas down below. So I'm just taking a little break, hanging out with them for a few minutes, getting them used to me. Every now and then I grab one and force my love upon them. make them hold still while I love on them. The little sweet one with the white tail and the white spot on her foot, when I pick her up, she'll settle into my neck or my shoulder, and she'll just kind of relax and enjoy the pets and the scratches. The other one is a little bit spastic. So they're doing good though. They're growing. Mary's feeding them both very well. She listens to their call. They listen to her call. They're all doing great. They're nibbling on hay. Where are you going? What, you just coming to say hi? You need some attention? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You're a sweet girl. I think she really just wants out of this gate I'm leaning against. Yeah. You're not going out there. She knows the way out. Stop, Mary. Stop. It tickles. You sweet girl. So they're nibbling on grain a little bit. I started giving Mary grain when she lambed, and they're nibbling on hay a little bit. They're drinking water. They're getting lots of good milk. They're growing. They're doing good. All right, guys, so here is a plant update. These are eggplants that we will have available in our plant sale coming up. I think that's going to be the second weekend in March. These are our sweet baby bell peppers that I'm super excited about. We loved those. I've got lots of seedlings still to separate out. I'm really afraid of this one. This looks serious. It is. Brassicas in there. Look at that. So I'm going to be working on that today. I'm also going to be starting some tomatoes. So tomatoes that I'll have for sale in our plant sale, tomatoes for my own garden. I'm going to drop some squash and cucumber seeds in the garden. It's February 2nd. All right, I'm going to start with the tomatoes. And I know this sounds counterintuitive to what I told you in the last video of just rest, please, dear gardener. I understand that, but hear me out. This is mostly about doing what you can do during this season. So while I'm itching to get in the garden, I don't need to rush it. There's going to be plenty of warm season to be able to garden here in our zone. But what I can do is I can get those fruit trees planted. I can clean out beds. I can apply fertilizer. I can, weed and get new compost put into my bed. So those are the things that I'm really working on remulching pathways. I pruned my blackberry bushes. Those are all things that need to happen. And I don't want to be focused on that stuff when I want to just do the growing stuff. So that's what I'm working on right now in this season with our rest. And tomatoes. For us, it is just time to start tomatoes if we want to start them indoors. Since it is so warm and our short-term forecast over the next 2 weeks does not call for another freeze, I am going to go ahead and just start some outside. I'm going to start them in these flats that in case the weather does turn cold, I can just scoop them up and bring them in. Okay, so I'm going to start these tomatoes with my soil blocker. So this is a 4-pot, I think it's a 2-inch soil blocker. I'm starting with my soil. So this is my dry soil. I'm adding some water to it. All right, so here's my soil blocker. Just kind of move it back and forth. Pressing it down. I want to make sure all of these cells are filled, so I check it. They're not. This one needs soil. Do it again. Check it again. Looks great. Just like that. And leaves a little dimple in the top of each one, just right for a seed. So I'm going to keep going. So some benefits of using the soil blocker. Obviously, the first one is that you're using less plastic containers. You're using less materials that will need to get thrown away eventually one day. So that's nice. One of the benefits that isn't talked about a whole lot is that using the soil blocker makes it so that the roots get enough oxygen, that they are oxygenated as they get a little bit of exposure. And then another one is you can see, I had one fall apart. I didn't pack it very well, but you can see how easily I could just pour some water right into this tray and then the blocks would soak it up. Now, I don't want you to think that you have to have a soil block maker to start seeds or fancy containers. I've started mini seeds in solo cups and takeout to-go boxes, like takeout food boxes. Yogurt cups. I've started seeds in all kinds of ways. It wasn't until I'd been gardening for quite a few years, probably a decade, before I bought this soil block maker. And I'm pretty sure it was a gift from my husband, because it was something that I wanted and had it in my Amazon wish list. And I was showing it to him and he said, just go ahead and get it. And it was like around a birthday or a Mother's Day or something like that. I'm not sure how much they cost these days, but when I bought it probably 5 years ago, it was pretty affordable. It'll be all right. All right, so I'm gonna start with these Rutgers. Now when I do these, I only do 1 or 2 per hole. I'm gonna do 2, I think, just to make sure we have good germination. I didn't write a date, so I'm not quite sure how old these Rutgers are. I think they're from 2 years ago. What I'll do when they come up, I will choose to let the strong one grow, and the weak one I will just clip off. All right, so here's what we have. Those were old. These are my broccolis and cauliflowers for myself. These are cabbages for my own garden. These are the soil blocks that we started for tomatoes for sale. And that is all the seedlings I'm gonna deal with today because it's hot in here. I know what I said before yesterday. take the rest. Definitely rest, enjoy the season, but also I want to jump start. For a treat. I'll come out and see ya. Look who's waiting for a treat. Here, baby. Ugh. I gotta feed it to you. You're such a bougie brat. There you go, eat it. It's just so funny. Just little nibbles at a time, huh? Good girl. You got it again. Here. Oh, she doesn't want the stem, which is hilarious because she'll eat the bark off a tree. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for today as far as what I'm doing in the garden. I'd come out and see Dolly for a minute. She got a little sassy with me yesterday. Had to put her in her place. So we've had some making up to do today. Occasionally I come, she's never been milked. She has calves, but she's not been milked. She's been a little bit itchy. She's starting to lose her winter coat. Kind of comes off in patches as it starts to come off. Don't you eat those, no. I've been coming out making sure I handle her enough. She's been handled plenty, but since she hasn't been milked, I'm sure to reach down and rub her udder. You know, rub her belly, rub her udder, touch her legs, and just make sure she knows that she's safe with me back here. She gets used to that a little bit. We have a lot of time before she calves to work on that. And she's pretty gentle unless she gets sassy, which can happen with any cow. No, look at this, she's naughty. No. She's gotta be taught. She cannot eat the blackberries. Good girl. Go eat some hay. They want some green. I'll be glad when the grass comes in. We're waiting on the storm to come through tomorrow. The same storm many of you have gotten earlier this week. It's brought you ice and snow. I so feel for you guys. Here in Northeast Florida, most of those fronts usually kind of peter out before they get to us, and we're just expecting rain and then some cooler temperatures, but nothing freezing, no frost, nothing like that. I think our low overnight tomorrow night after it passes through is supposed to be in the 40s, so we'll be okay. All right, well, I am going to feed animals. I've got some things to do this evening. This is a hint. What do you think we're gonna do tonight? Stay tuned. Hopefully I can share with you on the next one. Bye-bye.